Welcome once again to the BCA Fair Network as we talk about boys soccer with head coach Miguel Armenta and also assistant coach Ted Lackey, discussing boys soccer as we wrap up our soccer season here at Bradley Central High School. Our show is recorded here in the studio at H12 on the campus of Bradley Central High School under the direction of Mr. Winchroy, AD class. And Coach Armenta or Coach Lackey, everybody, go ahead and introduce our special guest first today, if you would, please, and tell us a little bit about these guys and what's going to happen with them in the future.
Well, we have two of the 5 seniors that represented us here at Bradley this year. We have Alex Maystruck, who's a senior who played center mid for us.
Okay.
And then we have Nazar Biziski, who also played center mid for us.
I understand these guys have been rewarded for their hard play and their talent and their skills and all the hard work that goes in. Next year, Alex going to be playing at Bryan.
Yes, sir.
Soccer for the men's program at Bryan.
Yes, sir.
And Nazar be there with you too, right?
Yes.
So you guys going to go over as a package, I guess?
There's two
some
there
dynamic
package.
duo.
And when I say their package, I'm not sure. I was thinking I was going to call Lackey before this, but I was like, I'm not sure how many seniors I had how many freshmen I had their freshman year, but they're the only 2 left out of the 4 years
Really?
with me.
Yep.
So I'm not sure how many freshmen started with y'all, but y'all are the 2
It was
left.
like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was a good little handful.
Yeah.
So out of those freshmen that started together, you're the last 2 as a senior now, and you're going to be playing. That's pretty good.
Their
good deal
package,
there for
their
you,
package
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. What do you like about soccer? I mean, it's a team sport, although it's an individual sport in a lot of ways because you've got to perform out there in your position. But why did you get involved in soccer? You've been involved in soccer a long time?
I started ever since 8th grade year.
Yeah.
When my friends, I kind of always talked with them, and they always told me about soccer. And I always thought it would be fun to try it. And the reason I like soccer is just playing with friends and having a good time. That's what makes soccer fun.
Nazar, same?
I like winning games and hanging out with friends too.
We had a good season this year, Dean. One of the
Yeah,
best
we
seasons
did.
you've had in a while, wasn't it, Coach? Yeah.
Certainly was.
Yeah. And it looks like it's going to get better and better there. What's your returning? How many seniors we have coming back next year in the program that's in there right now?
There's a total of, I think, 7 juniors that'll be seniors
7 or 8.
next year. And then there'll be, I think, 8 upcoming juniors who are currently sophomores.
Yeah.
And then we have 7 freshmen. And all of which
pretty
seem
even
like,
class.
it's about 7 or 8 in each class. And losing 5 seniors. And
Well, I guess you like to keep a balance like that too. You don't want to have a bunch of seniors one year.
kind of
and
keep the cycle going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how does someone who's coming, let's say I'm an 8th grader, I'm coming into Bradley, how do I get involved in the Bradley soccer program? We have tryouts at some time in the year.
Yeah,
Or how
I'd
does that
say you've got to get on it sooner rather than later.
Mhm.
We like to get the guys together and start communicating as early as we can in the year. And I think our tryout is officially in February.
For those upcoming freshmen, whenever school starts next year,
Okay.
they'll hear about us starting preseason, and they'll be late August, early
whether
September.
we're running the track or lifting weights, there's something to do. And we're actually getting a 4th block next year during the springtime, which will be nice to get kids in there to further develop our program.
Oh, yeah. Man. So let me ask these young guys here. This year, as seniors, you got to play on the turf field. That had to make a huge difference. I mean, in a lot of ways. But how did you enjoy that? Was that nice to be down there on the big field? And
Yeah, I felt a lot nicer. The stadium was a lot bigger, so we could have more fans for some games. And then on the turf, when we would be dribbling and stuff, there's no bumps, no ditch, no holes in the ground. So you're not tripping or anything. And then it made passing a lot easier and stuff. So it improved our game a lot.
We were certainly spoiled. You could tell the difference when we went out and played on fields that was not turf. It was certainly
And I think
a
we
game
felt
changer.
it when we traveled. We would feel
Yeah.
it. We genuinely missed our home this year when we were away.
Oh, yeah.
We had a parent who stepped in, Brian Russell, and he runs the press box for us. And they're running the Jumbotron. We've got announcements, we've got music, we've got concessions.
bathrooms.
It was really awesome. Like we were at a few games this year, and we would say it's just not the same. Like we would genuinely miss being at our home and at our facility.
Are there other teams around? I know Walker Valley now has turf too, but are other? Do you have to play a lot of places on natural grass? Or
It was almost like overnight. I think this season we played
A lot on turf.
a lot on turf,
A lot on
especially
turf.
early on. And the more we played on it, the more I grew to like it because, like he said, it sort of levels the playing field for all of the high school players where your passes are all the same and you memorize the movement on the turf and it kind of makes the sport the same whether you're traveling or whether you're away, which I kind of like a little more. I think I would play every game we had on the turf if we could. The ball moves faster.
Consistency.
Yes, it's a very consistent game.
It's a
and
matter
you
of getting used to it because there at the beginning of the season, we were concerned because we couldn't adjust to the turf. The ball was
That big
really
a
too
difference.
fast for us.
Yes.
It certainly made a difference as well when we played on the fields that was not turf. I felt like the ball was not moving at the same pace that we were used to. So
Does it play faster on a turf field than?
it certainly does.
Faster and smoother, and you start to memorize the bounces on like certain, whether it's a goalkeeper punt or I think you start to develop that muscle memory for the consistency that turf offers. I think it really does improve the game for us at our level.
Well, I'd say on behalf of a lot of people, it's about time we got a legitimate soccer field with all the things that go with that and have a truly first class program there. Coach, let's start with you first here. What did you see? You had a good record this year, and a great winning record. What did you see? What area was the most improved this year? Did you think did the field help? I'm sure, but is there something in particular in the team? Was your offense better, defense better? Did you just see how do you account for having a better record?
I think overall, I'm not going to the specific position. I think that we were covered pretty well, either up front and in the middle and in the back, as well as the keeper. But these two guys definitely made a big difference, made a huge impact on our midfield, and they were take control of the field.
Okay, and Coach Lackey, I'll ask you, what would you like to see being done better next year?
Well, I was going to, as far as what we did right this year, I was
Okay.
just really proud of our ability to put the ball in the back of the net. I thought, looking at end of the year stats, the goals for versus goals against, I think we scored
What was the stats?
like 130 goals and only allowed like 47 between
Wow.
both teams, and that's between both teams.
Wow.
And so I think this was by far our highest goals per game that we would score. But as far as like things that I'd like to see improve, I think we've really our JV they went 15 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, and so we're really
That
looking
bodes
at
well.
Yes.
we're really looking at getting the JV program where it needs to be, so our work is done for us by the time they're varsity, and so beefing up the JV schedule is something we want to do. Play some really good squads, and then we'd like to do that a little bit with varsity as well. But I think, off the ball, when we don't have the ball, like what's the game plan? I think that's somewhere that we could improve on as far as, then what is it, the 70 minutes a game we don't have the ball, the ball's only at your foot for very few minutes of the game. So what are you doing when the ball's not on your foot? That's what we
You
want
should be
to
doing
improve on, I
something
think.
somewhere.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
at least
Never
thinking-
walking, never watching, always jogging, always on the move, always having a plan.
Yeah. How many players do you have in the entire program, counting JV and varsity? I mean, is there
27?
Yeah, 27 this year, I think, is where we ended
27.
up.
is that a good number for you to carry? I mean, because sometimes you get a squad too big, but you always want to have enough guys to fill the field.
I
and
think
all that.
30 was kind of our goal
Yeah,
at the beginning
I
of
think
the
27
year.
is still perfect for two
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah. It seems like you got things set for a good run again next year. To you, the biggest difference playing on the artificial field, on artificial turf, was the fact that it was consistent, smooth, and like Coach said here, you learn. I guess you don't think about. I don't think about things like that, but you learn. Hey, if it's going to bounce a certain way, if I kick it a certain way or a certain place and certain style of kick there, I guess you just have to figure those things out as you go. And it was a learning experience for you guys,
Right.
I guess. I didn't realize that. Coach talked about when you first started this year, you had to figure out how to play on turf versus on grass.
It was very concerning, to be honest, but it worked out. And for the first time, there was not a cancellation of a game.
Well,
Yeah.
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 See?
We got
Yeah.
to play every single game that we scheduled, and we got to play it.
All you need
We
is like
did-
an hour or two of
we
sun
did-
before
we
the
did-
game. And
Yeah,
it's
we did
dry.
have to reschedule a game or two, but it wasn't because of the weather condition. It was
Yeah.
more of like we just kind of misunderstood each other as far as scheduling dates and all that. But we played every single game on schedule.
Well, that's things like that you just don't think about. And I know, I've been by here many a time and come to the soccer field, seen some matches. For the fans, you got real bleachers now. You got restrooms. You got concession stand, the things that we just never had before that wants to make you come to a soccer match rather than, I don't have to go out here and sit on my folding chair,
I think it motivates players to want to play for the team
I
as
think it
well,
would,
not
too.
just the
We
parents.
saw
to come
audience,
and
we saw
watch.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I deal here. I was announcing some baseball, and I hear you guys over here, the roar of the crowd and the announcers, and I thought, what's going on here? And I realized it was soccer. First time I heard soccer broadcast, and all that stuff. It's a huge improvement and a great thing to be proud of here at the school, the way the program's developed there. And Coach, how long have you been here coaching at Bradley soccer?
Coaching it would be.
And you played
10,
here.
and I played here as well. But this is my 10th year coaching. This is my 8th and 9th year as head coach.
Okay, and Coach Lackey,
This is my 5th year here
Fifth
as a
year.
teacher and as an assistant coach for the
are
boys.
you the only two coaches? You have another coach? Assistant?
We
Martin.
do have a volunteer coach, Martin Lisea.
Who was your coach when
He
you
was
were a kid?
he was my travel and my club coach as I was back in 13, 14, all the way to 18 years old.
And I guess like any other sport, you have a lot of parents in the background that do things that got to help you out with
We've
getting.
been very
That's
grateful.
that's
Yeah.
one
That's
of
a
yeah.
given,
Big
I
shout out
guess.
to
Very
the
grateful,
parents
yes.
for I think a lot of what we're seeing. I'd credit half of it to them and just be willing to chip in to help with the concessions, help with hosting, tickets, press box, filming. I mean, it's just there's like 8 different jobs that you feel like have to be done in order to do it right,
Yeah.
and they're really helping us check all the boxes.
And they're not
helping us
paid
with
jobs, they're-
Traveling? No, it's purely volunteer.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
awesome.
It's great to have that kind of support because in every program in any sport, it's got to have that, no matter what sport it is,
Yeah.
and it just takes that. Now you don't get involved with the girls' soccer at all. It's a different time of the year. It's in the fall.
Yes, they play in the fall. We play in the spring.
And Coach Rodriguez and those guys take care of that.
Savannah
and
Rodriguez, yeah.
and all that. So, do you ever challenge them to anything or?
We were scared of them. I think at one point it was like we didn't want to
Hey,
play.
it back
They
when I
were
was here,
really
back when I
good.
was here in high school, we used to scrimmage the girls at the end of the season, and during the girls' season, we used to scrimmage the girls as well. But
Yeah.
when I first took over the soccer program here, the girls program was phenomenal. I was like, no, we're not scrimmaging them. We're like, that'll discourage a few of us from playing. So, but no, we haven't thought about that lately.
We could mix them up. That could be fun.
Play co-ed.
Yeah,
There,
Why
there,
not?
there,
Come
wa-
on.
there was a season or two. I think that's when you first started helping. And I was like, I think I need to go co-ed this year. The girls were stacked.
Oh man, well it's great to have a final show to wrap things up here for you this year, and congratulations on Nazar and Alex over there getting a scholarship, plays soccer. I mean, what else could you ask for? I mean, you work your butt off in school, you work hard in practice, and all the blood, sweat, and tears pays off for you. So now you can get a free
yes.
education there, and
Yes, sir.
I know you're going to miss these guys because when you have seniors, you get, especially you had them for 4 years, and you've seen them all these 4 years and coach them up there. So you get credit for this. You guys get credit for them, making them the player they are, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know about all
Did you know
that,
everything before you got here? Did they have to tell you a few things or
They definitely have to teach us a bit here and there.
but here and there.
here and there?
Thank you for giving us credit.
And
There's
push us too, because sometimes you know what to do, but you don't want to do it unless they're pushing you. They're there giving you motivation.
But they're supporting you behind you there.
Yeah.
What's the hardest thing about soccer? I mean, you got to be in shape. I mean, you run.
It's got to be the running.
Yeah, probably the running, especially in the starter conditioning.
Yeah.
Because you go all summer pigging out and stuff, and then and when you come back, you got to run a lot.
Do you drop a few pounds during the season?
Oh yeah.
Then you make up for it later on. It's not like a wrestling. You got to keep it off.
Yeah.
Soccer, you don't have to keep it off.
But the running, I tell them, it's not punishment. We're doing you guys a favor. It is not punishment.
You'll appreciate
Makes you
that.
look good in season.
Yeah, make you appreciate it later when you're out there and the other team's got their tongues hanging out, but you're in shape to run and keep running all that. But obviously it paid off for you guys.
Yeah.
But again, congratulations. Best of luck over there. Brian, go over there and make us proud. Rep the B, as we say, take care of business
One beat
over
for
there.
another.
And what made you go to Bryan? I mean, was there a particular reason that you thought, hey, I like this program, I like the coach, or did?
Yeah, well, we kind of talked to the coach and stuff, and we kind of had a visit to Bryan, and I went to some other colleges, but I like Bryan a lot. The atmosphere is nice, and all the people there are pretty nice, and the coach was a really good guy, so we decided to just go there, I guess.
Same with you there,
Yeah.
Forget
I went
their
because he
package.
went.
package deal there.
Yeah, their package.
Well, it's close to home too.
Yeah.
So your fans, your coaches, your former coaches, your fans, your friends can come watch you there. Little trip across the river.
Yeah.
Be there in half an hour or so.
We'll be trying to get him down to Cleveland to help us next year with the guys.
Well, there you go. See,
Yeah.
Yeah.
future
Helps out.
opportunity there after
Helps out.
college, maybe. Yep. Come back and help. We're gonna wrap things up, Coach Armenta, Coach Lackey,
Thank you for having us.
Nazar, Alex. Appreciate all you guys being here again today as we wrap up our final show here for the soccer this season. Let's get ready to close out the school year, and wish you the best of luck next year. Keep things rolling. You got a great facility now to play in, and I know you're proud of that, and that'll only help your cause down the road.
100%.
Sir.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up here from the BCHS studio here in Studio H12, and we'll say until next time, God bless and go Bears.